following the April 22nd Pahalgam terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir, which killed 26 people, the United States has urged Pakistan to cooperate in the investigation and encouraged both India and Pakistan to de-escalate tensions. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, he spoke to the U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth with the Defense Minister saying that Washington backs India and has called the world to condemn terror. The U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, he spoke with Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar and Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, emphasizing United States support for India against terrorism and pressing Pakistan to assist in probing the attack attributed to the Resistance Front, a group that is linked to Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Toiba. Pakistan has denied involvement and calls for a neutral investigation. Now, amid heightened tensions, including India suspending the Indus Water Treaty and both the nations closing airspaces, Marco Rubio has stressed re-establishing direct communication to maintain peace. So the Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, he has spoken to the U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Meanwhile, the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, he has also spoken with Indian Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. He has emphasized that U.S. is supporting India against its fight against terrorism and also pressed Pakistan to, in fact, assist in probing this attack. Pakistan, it has denied involvement and it has called for a neutral investigation now amid heightened tensions, which led to India suspending the Indus Water Treaty and both the nations closing their airspaces. Marco Rubio has now stressed re-establishing direct communication in order to maintain peace. In fact, this entire development, it raises some big questions. Number one, will the United States be able to de-escalate tensions between the two countries? Will this affect United States arms delivery to Pakistan? That is another big question. And is pariah Pakistan now isolated on the global stage? In fact, to discuss this, I have with me Major General Sanjay Meston, former Indian Army and strategic analyst, served in Jammu and Kashmir in Pakistan and China border as well. I also have Mr. Robinder Sachdev, foreign affairs expert. Mr. General Meston, I want to come to you first. What should we make of this statement by Marco Rubio?
See, Marco Rubio is very clear. But the fact of the matter is that they want both India and Pakistan to de-escalate. Who is the problem creator? It is Pakistan.
True.
And it has created so many problems for India. It's the state sponsor of terrorism, that is well-known foreign policy. And at the same time, United States has suffered. Where was 9/11 conceived? It was on Pakistan soil. Where was Osama bin Laden found? It was in close to Kabul Military Academy at Abbottabad. What did the US do? Did they de-escalate? They went and struck Osama bin Laden. So now there is no question of any de-escalation till the time Pakistan does not shed terrorism. And is very, very clear that it should not sponsor state terrorism in India. And it's been doing since how many years? 1947, 1965. 71, thereafter Kargil. It's continuing terrorism all over. So many bomb blasts it has done all over India.
Yeah.
So why should India keep keep quiet? Now it is time for India, once and for all, to hit them hard and hit them back, because we cannot accept any foreign mediation. Now we want the people to support us, and that is what we want, because they have to be taught a lesson. They have the ones who 9/11 was planned here.
Yeah.
Osama bin Laden was found here.
Yeah.
So America realizes it. The world realizes it. Whether it was strike on UK, whether it was on France or any part of the world, most of the strikes have been originated from Pakistan. And which country today, if Americans are asked, which country is the epicenter of spreading Islamic terrorism? And even President Trump has mentioned that is the biggest danger now in the country. Which country?
Absolutely.
I think it is clear. It is Pakistan. So when
Absolutely.
the whole world realizes, I fail to understand why they want now कि it should de-escalate. I would put it other way. Marco Rubio should be very clear, tell Pakistan stop terrorism. Otherwise, we will take necessary action.
Absolutely, and the entire
So,
world should come together to speak that language. Very well said,
yeah.
sir. Mr. Sachdev, let me come to you. Just a couple of days ago, Pakistan's defense minister, he said that Pakistan has been doing United States dirty work. Now, the United States has come out very strongly. Will the United States now step up the pressure on Pakistan in this particular context? Because what we heard, the US lawmaker, Rich McCormick, he has warned Pakistan, saying that Pakistan is messing with United States intentions.
Thank you so much. A pleasure to be with you and General Meston. See, I think what we should be doing theoretically, one approach right now, we should be telling the Americans that it is time for tit for tat. We have to use the words clearly. And the reason I'm saying these words will resonate with American leadership, with Trump, tit for tat. We've been hurt too often, too long, and now we want to give them back. So, Mr. Secretary of State, what you do is you tell Pakistan, we are going to hit them. You tell and you pressure Pakistan that whatever Pakistan is thinking of reacting, retaliating, Pakistan should lower it down. See, if we take a hit or if we make a hit, Pakistan will retaliate. We don't know how, I mean, in a certain sense, right? What Americans should do is that pressure Pakistan to listen whatever its retaliation, because otherwise we are telling them if Pakistan retaliates, then it's going to be a big war. Right now, it's a tit for tat, right? And in that context, I think, yes, not mediation, but sometimes you need, postmen. Let's say, let America be our postman to Pakistan because we are not talking to them directly, right?
True.
And so I think that should be our approach, which could, and then let Pakistan, retaliate at a lower level, which we are able to defend, play out that charade. Let Pakistan play a charade. It will have to play a charade of protecting itself, right? So the Americans can put pressure on Pakistan with respect to that. Forget about, chasing or investigating who the terrorists are or, investigation by the Pakistan government, etc. I mean, that's usual down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
This is what we want.
But Mr. Sachdev, what realistic leverage does Pakistan have here? Because in the past as well, there have been instances where Pakistan has handed over terrorists to the United States. Pakistan has also assisted United States in their war with Taliban. And it is quite likely that they will side with the United States again if it comes to a situation with Iran and the United States. Is that a leverage that they can utilize and they want to utilize? What is your opinion?
No, they will, they have to, I mean, perform and act like a state, a responsible state, right? So that is what they will do. But, the point is that we do not know. I mean, we do not know what the mix is. We do not know, I mean, how many of the ISI are completely, radical. Some ISI may be, professionals, fair enough. But how many are radical, we don't know. And looking at the track record, what they're doing, we would want the entire ISI to go.
Yep, yep. General Meston, will this situation have any sort of effect on United States arms delivery to Pakistan? What do you think about that?
Yeah, it should have a total impact. I think United States should cut off every arm delivery to Pakistan. Pakistan cannot, extract leverage throughout. It extracted during the Soviet intervention in Afghanistan. That time they extracted. In fact, that is a time when the seeds of this Islamic radicalism was, sown. And Mujahid, Jihad, all these words then were being talked about. So they extracted their pound of flesh when the Americans were helping, the eviction of Soviet Union from there. Next is when 9/11 happened. Again, the United States and 52 countries part of the ISF, they were in Afghanistan. So they had to go through Pakistan for all their logistics. So again, Pakistan extracted their pound of flesh. So Pakistan has always extracted their pound of flesh. And this is where somehow the West is being trapped. And you just mentioned even Iran. If tomorrow there's a conflict with Iran, I think now it is high time. With Iran, I don't feel that there is any necessity of Pakistan. Reason being because Iran, the US flotilla is based in the Arabian Sea and they have a lot of advantages on that account, and they have their bases all over Middle East, including Iraq. So that way they're well poised. So, and they don't have to be having troops or boots on ground there. It's going to be basically drones and missiles and air. So American troops will never be on Iran. So that way there is no logistic support required through Pakistan. And now United States is already planning to have a Bagram air base in Afghanistan. So this shows that Pakistan's geographical strategic location may not be much relevant now to Americans. So therefore, I feel the Americans now should be very clear. They should cut off all arms, aid everything to Pakistan, and they should tell them. And I think Indian strategy should also be very clear. What we need to state to the United States, I think following. First, Pakistan should cease terrorism forthwith. There is no doubt about it. Number two, Pakistan must vacate entire POK and hand it over back to India. This is our territory. Number three, I think most important factor is that the Durand line has never been recognized by Taliban 1.0, Taliban 2.0, and the people of Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So let India raise this issue of Durand line in every possible forum and explain to the West that what were the original borders between the then British India and between Afghanistan then. So restore those borders. And let me tell you, why this Kashmir issue always being propped up by Pakistan? Because actual problem for them is the Pashtuns, what they have done. The Pashtuns on this side of the Durand line. So what they have done tactfully, and I would say very strategically, they have resorted to de-Pashtunization of the Pashtuns. This has been their strategy. So what was this strategy? What was the end result? That the Pashtuns were radicalized into Islam movement, and therefore they kept fighting among themselves, and they did not have time for education and so forth, and they were being used in jihad and suicide bombers. Now Taliban has realized that these people were, radicalizing them, and they have spoiled their country. Americans know it, whole world knows it, what Afghanistan was way back in 60s and 70s. So now, whole world should realize that Islamist movement, which they are talking about everywhere, and what was Asif Muni's statement? Two-nation theory? And what was that? Hindus and Muslims are separate. Imagine an army chief who's heading his own armed forces is making such statements.
Absolutely.
So all these kind of things need to be told to the United States. So I think we need to go on a full-fledged diplomatic offensive all over the world to highlight what Pakistan is doing.
Absolutely, and you have already answered the question, should United States be able to de-escalate tension? The question is, will United States be able to de-escalate tension if at all it finds itself in that situation? Thank you very much to the both of you.